Wednesday, January 2nd. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daily. I get these postings every once in a while that are usually followed by, if you believe this, repost it. Or if you don't want to deny Jesus Christ, repost this. And, there's a lot of junk going around the internet. You've already noticed that. But here's one in particular that I got that I thought was interesting. And it said, "Why do we sleep through church but stay awake for a 3-hour movie? Why is it hard to pray but easy to cuss? Why is it hard to repost a godly bulletin but easy to repost the mean ones? Why can people worship a celebrity but not God? Gonna ignore this? Afraid to get laughed at? The Lord said, if you deny me in front of your friend, I will deny you in front of my Father. Repost this if you don't deny him." Oh my gosh. Well, I want to comment on this because, it's just so ridiculous, isn't it? Seriously. Let's go through it for a minute. Why do we sleep through church but stay awake for a 3-hour movie? Can I be honest about that one? Because many times church is extremely boring. Okay, I said it. You were thinking it, weren't you? I have trouble staying awake in church when it's boring. I think anybody would. And for some reason we feel like we're supposed to be very, very attentive, even if something drags on and on and on. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of the spectator sport. In other words, where you come and listen to one person and then go home. I don't really think that's what church was meant to be. There's nothing wrong with somebody talking, nothing wrong with somebody bringing a message, but it has to be more than that. Interaction is important, and by the way, something that keeps you awake. 3-hour movie, like Lord of the Rings? You bet I'm going to stay awake. I love the movie. So, that's kind of a lame thing. This says, why is it hard to pray but easy to cuss? I don't even understand how they're in the same category. Praying and cussing. Well, sometimes it's hard to pray because we haven't established a deeper relationship with God. When you do, it's kind of easy to pray. Easy to cuss? Well, depends upon whatever's in your heart. Sometimes cussing is almost irrelevant. From one country to another. It's interesting, as I travel around the world, people watch our media, and so they also learn all of our words here in the United States. And the F word and a few others are very popular among Christian circles sometimes in other countries because they don't understand that it's kind of a vulgar word. But for a lot of people, it just doesn't matter. And some people, cussing is not a big deal. I would take a little bit of issue with that. I think your speech ought to be clean, and the Bible has some things to say about this too, but we'll do another podcast on that sometime. Why is it hard to repost a godly bulletin, but easy to repost the mean ones? Well, sometimes the godly bulletins, quote unquote, are lame. Seriously. Sometimes they're like this one, and I would never repost this one. I don't think you would either. Why can people worship a celebrity but not God? I'm wondering what celebrities are being actually worshipped. We're talking about worship. Now, there are some celebrities that I admire greatly, some that I don't. There's some people that I admire greatly. And it's okay because their admiration is well-founded. Anyway. And then he says, gonna ignore this, afraid to get laughed at? The Lord said, if you deny me in front of your friend, I'll deny you in front of my Father. And so, in other words, repost this if you don't deny him. Repost this, or else you're going to deny him and get laughed at, and God's not going to... God's actually going to deny you. Jesus is going to deny you in front of the Father if you don't repost this. Do you see how ridiculous these things get? And yet we repost them because we feel guilty. Folks, it's time that we really stop playing these kinds of games. And honestly, I'm being very, very honest with you about my feelings here. We have to get about the job of real Christianity, not this kind of junk. Don't repost this kind of stuff. But why don't you start posting things that really matter? Things that have to do with life struggles. Things that have to do with real living. And instead of playing armchair Christian and posting this kind of junk, let's begin the process of honestly living our faith in front of people and making a difference in people's lives. I hope that 2013 for you will be a whole lot more than just posting junk. That you'll turn the computer off once in a while. Get out there, get involved with real people, and be about the Father's business. God bless you. Have a great day.